Hey everyone, it's the one and only magnificent bird, Beak, speaking to you today. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about and just go over and tell you guys who I think is going to win both the AFC and NFC championship conference games. Not only that, I'm also going to be talking about what are my plans going into January and into February as far as scheduling, uploading videos and stuff. And we're going to talk about that at the end of the video. And I'm just letting y'all know this now that this is going to probably most likely be the last video in January, as I will explain why. Alrighty, so I don't think we should waste any more time. I think we should go ahead and get into it. Alright, first up, we have the AFC Championship game between the number 2 seeded New England Patriots going to the number 1 seeded Denver Broncos. So this game will be happening first in the middle of the day in Denver, Colorado. And yeah, unfortunately for the Denver Broncos, Bo Nix, during that game last weekend against the Buffalo Bills, he fractured his foot or his ankle. I forget which, but obviously he won't be playing. So stepping in for Bo Nix will be Jarrett Stidham. I'll be honest with you guys, I had no idea Jarrett Stidham was even still playing in the NFL. I didn't even know he was with the Broncos until this news. So, yeah, the Broncos are at a bit of a disadvantage when it comes to the quarterback. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta be honest. I feel a lot better about our chances against the Broncos. Sure, Denver, they got a good defense. They do. We're gonna have our troubles against that defense. Absolutely. And I just gotta preface this. Drake May, you have to take better care of that football, bro, because there were moments in that game against the Texans where Drake May, at least 2 different occasions I can remember where he held on to the football for a little too long and it got loose. It absolutely got fumbled. And if I don't know, if you do that against Denver's defense, that's not going to be a good sign. But here's my question. Which of the 2 quarterbacks do I trust more? Drake May or Jarrett Stidham? That's the question. I know not to say that New England doesn't have a good defense. No, New England absolutely has a great defense as well. 2 great defenses going up against, not each other, but in this game. So back to what quarterback do I trust more? I'm going to go with Drake May. I think I trust him a little bit more to get it done. I do, because, here's the thing with Jarrett Stidham. What has Jarrett Stidham done? I don't even think he's played this season at all. Jarrett Stidham, that is. Unless he played that final week against the Chargers. I don't know. Maybe Bo Nix played that game. I can't remember. But this is essentially going to be Jarrett Stidham's first game. It is going to be his first game, especially against somebody like New England. That's why I tend to say that, yeah, I definitely trust Drake May a little bit more than I do Jarrett Stidham. And, yeah, I feel confident in saying that I think the New England Patriots are going to the Super Bowl. Now, if Bo Nix was playing, I might change that prediction. But he's not playing, and it's about the team that has the fewest turnovers. And I think it's going to be a razor's edge type of game where it's going to come down to no more than 6 or 7 points to decide the winner. I think it could be even closer than that, maybe. But yeah, I think the New England Patriots are going to go to the Super Bowl as the AFC representative. So go ahead and give me the New England Patriots. Go ahead and win that game in Denver. Here's here's one fact that people they either love to ignore or they're too ignorant to the fact. New England, the Patriots are unbeaten on the road this season. Can Denver say they're unbeaten at home? No, they can't. So I also think that gives them an edge because they haven't tasted defeat on the road. And I'm just not convinced that they're going to, at least against the Broncos. So, yeah, give me the New England Patriots to go ahead and go to the Super Bowl. Now, on to the NFC Championship game between the number 5 seeded Los Angeles Rams and the number 1 seeded Seattle Seahawks. I'm not really going to go into this game because I don't know if I'm going to watch this game. Well, to be honest with y'all, I don't know if I'm going to be watching either game. I might not have power by the time these two games come on. So I might not even get to see my team beat the Broncos. We'll talk more about that here in a moment. But, I mean, yeah, this Seahawks team is really impressive. And I'm just not, as far as the Los Angeles Rams, I'm just not that all impressed by them. Nah, not really. I mean, they struggled to beat the Panthers. They struggled to beat the Bears. I mean, let's be honest. They should have blown the Panthers out. That's kind of a first worrying sign. Like, come on. They should have been able to blow Carolina out, but they almost lost to them. And then they had another scrappy, close one against the Bears. I don't think they can keep that up against, especially with a team like the Seahawks. Not this iteration anyway. I feel like if the Los Angeles Rams get into a hole early against the Seahawks, I don't know if the Rams are going to be able to catch up. I don't see it. So, I'm going to go ahead and take the Seattle Seahawks to go to the Super Bowl as the NFC representative. So, yes, I think we're going to get a Patriots-Seahawks rematch at Super Bowl 60. Now, I could be wrong. I absolutely could be wrong. Maybe half of it could be right, or I could be right on both accounts. We'll have to wait and see. Some of you guys might find out a hell of a lot sooner than I will, because I'm not feeling confident that I'm even going to be able to watch my team, because pretty much the majority of the East Coast is going to be hit with that winter storm coming up in a short little while. It hasn't got here by the time of the recording of this video, not yet, but it's definitely on its way. And so what's happening specifically in Virginia, Saturday night, Saturday night, it starts off as snow. Okay, no big whoop, but here's where the bigger problem comes in. Starting Sunday, that's when the sleet and freezing rain starts to come in, and that will form ice, obviously, and that'll be on trees and limbs and power lines, and yeah. So I think from the news reports, the further north you are in Virginia, the less ice you're going to get, but the further south you are in Virginia, the more ice you're going to get, and that's going to create a hell of a lot of power outages. I'm not necessarily in the south of Virginia. I'm kind of in that midway point between being in central and kind of south. It's like I'm kind of in the middle of Virginia where I live. So, and especially where I live, Appalachian Power, they don't like to trim the trees around power lines. They lie and say they do, but they don't. So, yeah, I'm expecting to be hit with a power outage probably early Sunday. Yep, that'll be my luck. My team has a chance to go to the Super Bowl, and I might not even get to see that happen or possibly see them lose. That'll be my luck. And besides not being able to watch the game, it's going to be cold as a motherfucker. Got no way for heat. Got no way to charge my phone. That means I won't be able to do uploads, record videos, and me and my dog is going to be cold as hell, and the roads are going to be terrible. So, yeah, that's not going to be a good time. And yeah, I might be without power for probably a couple of days. When that happens, you notice I didn't say if. I said when, because yeah, Appalachian Power. For those of you that live in Virginia and that are mostly on the East Coast, you know Appalachian Power, and they're so full of shit. They're so full of crap. They are. They say, oh, we trimmed the trees, did trees. We trimmed, did trees. No, they don't. They want to lie and say that, but when people's power does go out, this will give them an excuse to, we got to raise the rates on everybody. We got to charge a fucking arm and a leg so you can keep your lights on. But when the power goes out because of a winter storm or any kind of other storm, we're gonna take our sweet ass time restoring power. Yeah, so Appalachian Power, they are, man, I tell you, it's like they are playing real life Monopoly with all of their millions of customers, except on their properties and power lines, they have houses and hotels, and the customers can never, ever win. They can never catch up. They can't ever catch up to them because Appalachian is 10 steps ahead. No, 100 steps ahead. So yeah, I might not even be able to get to watch either game. I'm looking for that to be a possibility, a strong possibility. I hate being negative Nancy over here, but yeah, where I live, sometimes we'll get the most randomest power outages, and this is not even, let's forget about winter weather for a minute. They might be a bright sunny day, boom, the power goes out for all day because there was one little tree limb that some dumbass driver hit something that don't know how to drive, who doesn't know how to drive, hits a pole, boom, there you go. Or a little bitty tree limb falls on a transformer or something. But yet they say they trim trees. They don't do shit except want to charge people a leg and a fucking arm for a light bill. It's ridiculous. Alright, now let's actually talk about YouTube and the uploading schedule and all of that before I go ahead and let you guys go. And so there were 2 videos that I had planned for today. Well, no, not for today, but one video I had planned for today on January the 24th, Heavy Rain Part 2. Well, that video was going to happen today, but I went on and rescheduled it to another date that will be confirmed. Now, you might look on there now and say, and it'll say, oh, it says December 31st of this year. That's not the confirmed new date. That's just a placeholder date until I figure out a new date. So any and all uploads that I had planned for the rest of February, or excuse me, the rest of the videos that I had planned for uploading in January, I've went on and canceled all of them. So there won't be any more uploads for the rest of this month because of this winter storm. Because like I said, I don't know how long when my power goes out. I got no way to charge phone. I ain't got no way to stay warm. I just got to worry about surviving. So I probably won't even be on my phone for days. So even if y'all comment or whatever, I won't know. Because I have to spend so limited time on the phone just to conserve battery. Just to conserve my phone's battery. So I did have Heavy Rain Part 2 scheduled for today on January 24th. And the next part of Red Dead Redemption Part 2 scheduled for February 31st. Both of them have been moved out of January. Now, they are both going to be scheduled sometime in February. So yeah, there's going to be a little bit more extra Heavy Rain and Red Dead Redemption 2 in February. So my February schedule is going to be a little bit fuller now. That I was not expecting to happen. Just like I wanted to get to the NFL Week 4 matchup between the Carolina Panthers and New England Patriots next week. That's definitely off the table. That's going to happen sometime in February. And like I said, I got to make my February schedule. And when I'm making my February schedule, I'll figure out a new date for Heavy Rain Part 2 and Red Dead Redemption Part 18. Yeah, I believe it is Part 18 for that one. It's the one thumbnail where Arthur is wearing the tuxedo. That one. That one and Heavy Rain Part 2 are definitely pushed out of January. Because like I said, when I lose power, I don't know how long I'm going to be out without it. I don't like the uncertainty at all. I don't like being negative about it, but you know, man, I just sometimes it makes me wonder if all of these storms and all of this weather is not controlled by the government. It makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder. I'm sorry. I know I got my tinfoil hat on, but I'm like, seriously, does anybody sit there and think about all this fucking crazy weather that y'all think it's Mother Nature? I don't know. I'm starting to think more and more it's man controlled to create chaos. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. So, yeah, just like this month, I wanted to talk with AI Angry Grandma. Yeah, that's definitely off the table. I was going to try to do that in February. Well, I'm probably going to have to push that back to March because now I got at least 3 different videos that are now going to be pushed into February. That would be the Heavy Rain Part 2, Red Dead Redemption 2 Part 18, definitely going to be pushed. Both of those will probably be like in the middle of the week. Maybe not in the same week, but it'll be weird. But that's just how I'm going to have to do it because I don't know how long I'm going to be out without power. You know what I mean? So, for some of you, I might not see y'all till February. I don't know. I hate the uncertainty, but it is what it is. But yeah, I just I don't think I have much else to say other than if you are watching this and you live on the East Coast, definitely be careful and prayers to you and hopefully we all get out of this unscathed. It's going to be cold as fuck. It's going to be cold as hell. I'm not looking forward to it. As I'm sure those of you that live in the East Coast are not looking forward to it at all. I know some of you are having the luxury of not even getting this weather at all. But it is what it is. Sometimes other people will get lucky. Sometimes other people won't. And unfortunately, us on the East Coast, we're not getting so lucky over here right now. That's why I'm like saying, is this really Mother Nature or is it just man controlled by a bunch of people in secret, high up? And I mean the government. That's what I mean. It wouldn't be too crazy to think that, to be honest with y'all. I'm telling you, I don't know. Because, like, let's think about it. If there was no bad weather at all, ever, these meteorologists, they would be out of a job real quick. Just think about that. Just think about that for a second. And let me know, do I sound crazy for thinking about that? Thinking that way? Because these meteorologists from all around, if there was no bad weather, they wouldn't have a job. At least they wouldn't have that job. No. So that's why I'm thinking it might be man-made because they got to keep those people, they got to keep their jobs rolling. So yeah, unfortunately, this is going to be the last time this month that you guys will hear from me in video form, but I'll definitely be sure to update you guys in a community post on my channel. And yeah, just stay safe, stay warm, and bundle the fuck up. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough, but hopefully we'll get through this unscathed. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Bye, guys.